Oh, God.
That's right, take a lap.
Before we jump into this video, there's just one thing I want to talk about real quick. Where we had to record this, we had to use my MacBook. You might see in 2 moments some dropped frames. Just bear with them. It's gonna make for an epic video, and you're gonna want to stick around for what happens at the very end, because it is rough. How's everyone doing? A little bit of a different flavor this week. We're gonna do something called Rocket Wings. I'm actually not the host today. That's going to be taken care of Frank the Tank here.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day today. Are you ready?
I am ready. Just so everyone knows, we're doing something inspired by Hot Ones. If you haven't seen it, we'll link it here in the YouTube description down below. And we're going to go through a bunch of different hot sauces. And we're going to make a lot of terrible faces. And I might cry because I am...
He's
not good at hot stuff.
He's gonna cry.
I'm probably gonna cry. Perfect. Let's jump into it.
All right, absolutely.
Number 1.
All right, number 1, got the Tangy Zang. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
It's tangy, and
It's zangy.
it's zangy. You told me that it wouldn't be hot, and it's not hot, but deep in the throat, way in the back, there's a little tingle of the tangy already hit me.
Carl, it's wing number 1.
It's wing number 1.
Buddy, you gotta come on.
I'm not big on that sauce. It's not great.
Start off, I want to take it back right after high school because you went into the Army.
I did.
And, in terms of jumping from high school and, going into something as strict as the Army, talk a little bit about how that, affected you, how that changed you, and the values that you kind of hold still today from that.
For me, we actually knew each other in high school. It's when we met. And I was really shy, timid, not outgoing at all. When I joined the military, when I joined the Army, it gave me a lot of self-confidence. I kind of learned to, dig within. And since leaving the military, when I was in the it has progressed everything over my life to understand that if I want something, I can get it. Everything is within reach.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right. I'm gonna try not to drink any of this water for as long as I can, because it's just gonna make life hell.
You have fun with that.
Number 2?
Number 2.
What is this?
Cholula.
Cholula.
Chili lime. It's very chili and very limey.
That immediately has a better taste. Still, not hot.
How did you find out about the game? How did you get started?
Quite possibly the video that comes out right before this one will be Rocket League Decision Making Episode 8 with Mikey J. Figbins, who's our buddy Chad. He downloaded it on a free play weekend, and he, I think 4 hours into him having it, he's like, dude, you gotta download this. I think you'd really like it. Soccer, it's driving, it's all this stuff. I picked it up, and 12 hours in, I was hooked. I was like, this is the shit. This is so much fun. And I just remember, still 2 years later, scoring my first goal, I was like, this feeling is... I've never been married, but I'm going to guess that they're similar, Maybe.
Interesting. What were those first... Obviously, there was a lot of good moments, but
yeah,
the overall experience, what, really go into it? Did you want to throw your controller across the room? Did you want to, take a chainsaw to your Xbox? What?
So, very rarely was I frustrated with the way I was playing. I always felt like, right or wrong, I had a bit of a tactical advantage, just because I had played soccer in the past. But what would be frustrating is when you would play in the lower bronze divisions, especially bronze 1, div 1, and you'd get teammates that just didn't move at all. Like they were just like item farming, or it would be someone that, especially in those early ranks, like you would make a mistake and then all of a sudden they're scoring in your own goal and you're like, come on, dude, like we're all trying to get through this together.
Yeah. What exactly do you think makes it addicting? Like, from your perspective.
From what I think... So I think it's two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, if you get hooked, if you're someone like me, and when you score that first goal, and you hear the sounds going off, and it gives you this feeling where it's not quite marriage, but there's just something about it that you're like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I want to score more. You know, like, you understand why... you know, soccer players or whatever, like the big names are strikers, and they get paid to score goals, and you know them. Yeah. It's just such a great feeling. And number two, the mechanics that go into the game from day one to I'm now 1,200 hours in, day 40, I don't know. Like, I'm still improving, and there's so much left to learn. I can't do flip resets even remotely regularly. Ceiling shots are non-existent for me. My air dribbles are getting better, but it's like all of these cool things that we were seeing pros do regularly a year ago, and now they're pushing the game even more, and like the mechanics are always improving.
Yeah, that is something I'm looking forward to personally, is seeing how like 5 years from now the game like evolves.
It's gonna be wild.
Ready for number 3?
Number 3.
Let's get into it. Got ourselves a little bit of Texas Pete.
You smell it? Ooh.
Yeah, smell like freedom.
It smells like how I think Texas would smell. Outside of Austin, that's a little different. It's more of like a buffalo flavor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah? Getting a little...
Yeah, that gave me a kick. That definitely gave me a kick. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to do another bite. That's the third sauce.
The internet respects the bites.
I'm telling you right now.
Respects the bite.
That's for you, internet. I appreciate it.
That's right.
Do you not think that has a little bit of a kick?
No.
He has no problem with hot stuff.
We're learning a lot about you today, Carl. Although I'm going to dab in the water a little bit just to wash it down.
Okay. Yeah, you wash. I'm not tapping out like that. Not yet.
Yeah, no, question 3, you better not. Alright, so I want to ask you about relatively new acquisition that you made. You are now a dog father.
I am a dog father. He's actually about to go outside right now, so maybe we'll...
Hey, there he is. There he is.
He just wants the sweat on my forehead that's starting to show up.
Alright.
Alright.
Did I drop a treat?
You might have.
Yeah.
We'll get here in a little bit. Bye, bud.
So, what, like... I guess ultimately, was it something you always planned on doing? Was it something that just kind of came up on a whim? Or, you know, was this... Like, how did that process go?
My entire life growing up, we always had a dog. When I was born, the family had a dog. It was a German Shepherd hybrid something.
Okay.
His name was Pepper. There's stories of me... There's stories of me buttering the dog when I was like 2 years old. Like, I just took a stick of butter and I buttered the whole dog. You know, I think it was like 2 or 3 years without a dog, and then we had a brown lab, a chocolate lab, for 10 years.
Nice.
Right before I moved out, when I joined the Army and everything like that, family got a boxer. And around when I was 18, 19, I knew that I wanted a German Shepherd Husky mix. Mm-hmm. And then the first time I ever saw the Shepsky, mm-hmm. the mix, I saw that dog and I was like, that dog's awesome. That dog's the shit. I want that dog. like I'm gonna have that dog one day. And we got really lucky. Someone in the area had puppies. He is 9 weeks old today. Yeah. So it worked out.
You ready for number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4. Speaking of dogs, look at dog. This is more like a salsa kind of, but it's still
it looks like a salsa. It does.
Yeah, but it functions as a very.
It's wet.
Very
it is.
Process. That's what she said. How was this one?
We went from 3 to 4 real quick.
Yeah.
Like, this was... I'm trying not to jump into the water.
Hey, you do what you gotta do. There's still 6 more left. You know, there's
No, we're good. We're good.
Wise men once said there's no shame in it. So, yeah, I'm gonna wash my palate down. So, you did mention soccer before, and I kind of wanted to bring that up a little bit, because Rocket League does kind of, at least for me specifically, it's kind of... Hey, like I said, no shame. For me specifically, Rocket League is a lot of the good things about soccer. You know, like you can't obviously flop or, you know, you can't do other things.
Yeah.
What is it really about soccer that has drawn you to it and that has kept you as such a big soccer fan to this day?
I think the biggest thing for me, which is what Rocket League recently implemented, and I hope they do more with it, is the club aspect, the team aspect. With soccer, when you support a club and there's tradition and history and all the stuff that goes into it, it really makes for a unique, like, fan experience, and I think that's the best part about it. I've been playing for 10 years now, something like that. And when I was a little bit more speedy, you know, and I can get down the wings, and same idea in real life, when you score a goal, it's just such a great feeling.
Who is your favorite team?
My favorite team is actually Manchester United, who may or may not be having a game on right now.
So you mentioned history is something important. Why Manchester United? Because I'm not as big a soccer fan as you are, but I know there's like Manchester City, there's Chelsea, there's Arsenal. You know what I mean? Why that team, and what about the history that drew you to it?
So it's going to be 2 things that really made me a Manchester United fan in the beginning, and then that history and club tradition is what solidified it. When I first got into soccer, I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And I read a Maxim magazine, and it talked about the 2 biggest rivals in England, and they equated them to the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox. And that was Manchester United and Chelsea. And at the time, I was dating a girl named Chelsea. So I was like, hey... Hi, Chelsea. And I was like, hey, I'm going to like Chelsea. Let's go for that. We broke up, and immediately, I was like, I don't like Chelsea. I'm not a fan of Chelsea. And right at that time, Manchester United brought in a player named Cristiano Ronaldo. And I saw this, you know, I think he was like 19 at the time, phenom.
Yeah.
Portugal. He had brown hair, like my skin complexion, frosted tips. He looks a lot better now. I'll give him that. I mean, it's fine. You call me for health tips. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, when I saw him play, he was a winger, and he would light defenses up. He could strike a mean free kick, and I started watching him and that team, and I was like, this is my team. And then the more that progresses, you know, you find out about the Busby Babes and the Munich air disaster, and it's the 20th year of the 20th anniversary of the 99 treble-winning team, and 20 championships, and it just all of these amazing things that this club has done. And really, when I started getting into soccer, was 10 years ago. It was right when Sir Alex was beginning to leave the club, and then I started witnessing, you know, the Louis van Gaal era, David Moyes, most recently Jose Mourinho, and it's like all these people, and you're just like, this is not what the team should be playing like. There's tradition, there's a legacy, let's get back to that. Like, I meet other Manchester United fans, and I'm like, we're friends. Yeah, that's cool.
It's just immediately you just click.
But it's also weird because all of my really great friends are not Manchester United fans. I mean, one of my best friends is a huge Chelsea fan. When you were watching soccer, you liked Arsenal.
Yeah.
I have quite a few Liverpool friends. I mean, we don't talk on game days at all, but the other 6 days of the week, that's fine. It's stuff like that. What is this, number 5?
Number 5.
Oh my god.
We are hitting the halfway point. This is Frank's Buffalo.
Frank's Buffalo.
All about my Buffalo.
Why'd you have to bring sauce? Dude, buffalo sauce is so good.
Oh, I'm so obsessed. Right now you're making a video series of Rocket League decision making. Why did you want to choose that to be your sort of introduction to everything. And kind of just talk me through the process of, how you thought about it, how you strategized to make the videos, etc.
You have a little sauce in your beer.
So,
So what made me want to do it is when I did spend so much time in silver and gold rank, I felt like every other game, you'd have a teammate that would like lose his mind if you did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've always been a fan of like saving some replays and going back and watching. And I would go back and I would watch and I'd be like, hey, that's fair, I made a mistake here. But this is the mistake you made that put me into a bad place. And that was so frustrating to see that no one would recognize their own mistakes or how their decisions would impact the game. And that's what started it.
Nice. In doing this, what is one thing that you noticed, I guess maybe if you're surprised by people in like the silver ranks or the bronze ranks, that they do really well? And one thing that you thought they wouldn't do well, and they match that exactly, don't do well at all.
I think the biggest thing that low bronze and silver and low gold, like all of those lower ranks, don't do well is rotation.
Okay.
Just being in some type of place at an appropriate time.
Mm-hmm.
Quite often you just see those people just out of position. They're not ready for the follow-up ball. And I think how that improves is just more playtime, and just watching higher level gameplay. What people tend to do well, at least in the series so far through 7 episodes, potentially 8, is most people, when they say they have a strength, I go, what's your biggest strength for your rank?
Yeah.
People normally say something, and it teeters on, well, I know that I'm not that good, but I think this might be it. They normally nail their strength. Like, I've had people go, hey, I think I'm good at aerials.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, oh my god, you're a silver 2 and you're hitting an aerial right now. Like, I'm not. I wasn't hitting aerials at silver 2.
Yeah.
Or I think I'm good at defense. And then at some point later in the game, you see them cut across the goal and make a save. And it's just like, you know where you are. Now it's time to keep developing and where can you improve.
What has doing the video series taught you about your game, and like maybe some of the things that you may have improved upon?
The biggest things that I need to improve on is playing faster, which means playing more smoothly. So there's times where my car will come down and I'm not necessarily in the best recovery position, and then we get scored on. So it's how can I hold power slide while I'm landing backwards so I can keep my car moving, and then maybe you can flip and turn and get facing forward. Just little things like that. There's just so much to improve all the time, and like the top 1% of the game is continuously pushing it. This idea of like, I want to hit Grand Champ one day.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 full divisions to go, or like 3 full ranks to go through. And knowing where I am now and seeing it in my own gameplay or the people above me or below me and like where I need to be, it's intimidating. And I think the final episode of season 1 is gonna be the like culminating factor of like, hey, this is what I need to work on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you ready to move on?
So the last 3 are hot.
Yeah.
Are hot, and then but I think now is where
yes,
it kicks in.
This is where, yeah.
I will say 4 was a little bit hotter than 5. So what's 6?
Yeah, 6 is the hot ones, Los Calientes. Very, very good. Very tasty. I like it.
It's not a great color, but it is a great taste.
It is very good. I did a little social media dive. and there's a few pictures I want you to talk about.
Okay. Oh my god.
Come up, how you holding up?
We're getting there.
Getting there? Alright. Could you tell us about your old softball days there, buddy?
Yeah, I played baseball or softball throughout my entire life until I joined the Army when I was 18, 19. And even when I got home, I played for another few years. And I'm going to play again this summer. Yeah, I mean, talk about that style. Like, I look good. Those shoes, those shorts, just like...
The hat.
The hat. Yeah, I mean, it fits my head perfectly. It really does.
Yeah.
No, just my whole life, it's always been sports. Sports. Video games kind of as time would go on. And it's been I think that's why I like Rocket League so much, because it's like the esport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's soccer, hockey, in a video game. Like,
yeah.
Perfect for me.
This next one, so you got to meet a couple of the guys from Jackass there, and
I did.
2 guys from Wild Boys. Talk about that, like, you've seen them on TV, you grew up with them. I think, a lot of us did, right?
Yeah.
And then actually see them and meet them. Like, what was that like?
So, like, exactly. I grew up on Jackass. Steve-O was sober at this point, and, like, the dude ran the show. He was coherent the entire time. And Chris Pontius was just so, like, wasted or whatever that, like, dude, he was, like, it was arguably the funniest part of them doing a comedy show. Getting to meet them and be in the line at the end of the show was, I don't want to say a dream come true, but it was something surreal.
Yeah.
To be like, I used to watch. I own the DVDs of Wild Boys. Like, that's how much fun that show was to me.
Yeah, and that's how old we are.
Yeah.
We
DVDs.
actually own physical copies of stuff. You and your little brother doing Halloween stuff, and I know that you really like Captain America specifically.
I do.
And I wanted to ask and like kind of touch on, what is it about Captain America relative to all the other superheroes that you look for, and like, is that something that you like has superheroes like, I guess, inspired you, or
yeah,
like.
So I don't necessarily know if like superheroes have inspired me, but the same idea of like growing up with Wild Boys for the last 15 years or whatever, we've been seeing this Marvel universe blow up. And with Captain America, he was just some boy from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Some like small scrawny kid. We saw it in the first picture. Like some small scrawny kid. And like he grew up like patriotism, doing the right thing, like all of these like really great qualities exemplified in a hero, and being that I've served for our country and I love the USA, I really do. Like, why not choose the one hero that fits the mold, that fits kind of how I would like to model my life. And hanging out with my little brother, I mean, like, that was just a blast. He had no idea with this that I had a Captain America costume. So trick-or-treating rolled around. We convinced my other brother to, like, walk around in shorts. Like, he walked around in, like, just basketball shorts. And we painted his whole body green. And, like, drew on abs and everything. He's, like, huge. And I showed up in my Captain America costume, and we just started walking around as, like, the Avengers. Like, it was so much fun.
That's awesome. And I'm sure that, like, your little brother, that's something he's going to remember, too.
I hope so. If he doesn't, I'll beat him up.
Number 7. Revisiting the Cholula with the sweet habanero.
Sweet habanero.
It's oh so sweet.
I gotta be honest, every time I hear the words habanero, I panic a little bit.
Yeah, don't worry. It's all good, buddy.
It's sweet, though.
Yeah. How are you holding up right now? You seem to be a little better.
No, it's kicking in. It is. It's kicking in right now. Okay. No, but that's good.
Yeah.
Dude, that number 4, that had a kick. Let's get in there.
Yeah, I do. So I wanted to mention about like how much Rocket League has grown since the beginning. You know what I mean? One of my favorite pictures is Rocket League being on Petco Park, San Diego, on the outfield wall.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Where do you think that Rocket League is going to be in 5 years? And I guess maybe that's general as a question too. Where do you think esports are going to be?
I think esports is going to continue to develop. I think it's going to continue to take off. Tip of my tongue is.
Yeah, we're cranking up a little bit now.
Okay. No, we're good. So esports is continuing to grow, and I don't think it's going to stop with games such as League of Legends, Apex, PUBG, Fortnite, all of these games that are blowing up.
Yeah.
Although I think Rocket League is like the pinnacle esports, like it is a sport. It's
Yeah.
This idea of like team plays and
Yeah,
breaking down
it's like an
defenses.
actual, like, there's like a timer to games.
Yeah, tactics, strategy, all this stuff. And the time. And I think a few extra like free play weekends to bring in some more newer players, and word of mouth and advertising can really boost the scene. I know for a while it's begun to stall out, but I think because of that mechanics gap, there's always going to be people playing. There's always going to be people grinding.
Yeah.
And what I would love to see in 5 years, which we'll see how prevalent it is, but with the Rocket League Championship Series, RLCS, the last two have been in massive stadiums with 15,000, 20,000 people watching. And my hope is in 5 years they have some type of hologram type
like
thing.
virtual reality.
Yeah, like within the stadium, if some type of new technology is going to make it even better. I think it would be so much more effective than watching, PUBG or Fortnite, or League of Legends in that capacity.
Ready to move on?
So this is you told me that this one smells terrible, right?
Well, it smells like death.
It smells like death. Okay.
Better.
So what is this?
This is Ex Horasco. That's
Alright.
how you say it. Yeah. Buckle up.
We do have milk.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to hold on.
We got the chocolate milk. We got the good stuff.
Yo,
Give it a second.
it's already there. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Oh my.
Describe how you're feeling right now. All right, I'm not waiting. I'm gonna tap my mouth. You're handling it well. You're doing good. So I want to talk about your girlfriend for a second. How does she help you with like your Rocket League and like your day to day? We kind of, things and like, what is that? What is that like being in a relationship for as long as you have been with her?
Oh my god.
Give it a minute. Give it a minute.
Oh my god. Oh.
How you holding up there, buddy?
Oh, I want to die.
How's your mouth feel?
What do you think fucking Satan's goddamn elbow feels like? My fucking mouth. Here goes the monetization. Oh my god. Oh.
How's she helped you along this Rocket League journey?
She has been. She has been amazing. No, in all seriousness, she's been unbelievably supportive this entire time. I am sweating so bad right now. Oh my god. She has been unbelievably supportive. With that said, we're like any other relationship. We have our good days and our bad days, and raising a puppy has been challenging. But more and more friends are saying, "Hey, like, what's the next step?" And we're getting closer to the next step. It is.
What's one thing that you never thought that like you would do, or like some type of compromise you never thought you would make, like in
Kidding.
In like a long-term relationship like this?
For the majority of my long-term relationships, hello every ex-girlfriend ever, when things got bad, I would find a way to kind of shut down and pull away. And with Diana now, is your mouth still hot?
Yeah.
Dude, like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this isn't a joke.
Now the relationship now, it's immediately how can I fix this? How can we learn? How can we grow? And it's been completely different than every other relationship that's come before.
That's awesome, man. I may ask. Are you ready to move on? You can handle this one. You can handle the other two pretty good.
Yeah, okay, cool. I can handle it. I can handle it pretty good. Oh, my God. I just burped up. Oh, my God. That's fucking awful. Okay, number 9.
All right, number 9. Reaper Sling Blade Sauce. For those of you that do watch Hot Ones, there's a Ed Curry, smoking hot Ed Curry quote on there. So, it's Reaper named for a reason. There's some Carolina Reaper in there. Buckle up. Oh, shit. All right.
Have you eaten this before?
Yep. It's fun. Cheers.
One bite. Nope. Oh my God, why?
Enjoy the flavor. I want to talk about the Rocket League community a little bit because it seems to be very polarizing.
Oh my God, I hate everyone right now.
I know personally that I'll play in games where it's just, like, the other team's just like, forfeit, FF, GG, good game when they're up 3-0. In your experience, you play a lot more than I have. What is your take on the Rocket League community right now?
Oh my God. Right now, I think overall the community is good. I think what you tend to see is that there's one or two bad apples that show up every now and then. And when they're bad, they're so bad that it's unbelievably prevalent.
Yeah. How's your throat feel right now?
Zane took his elbow and just right in my throat. Dude, it's getting hotter.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, this one doesn't go away. FYI.
I'm like so full from liquid too.
You ready to move on? Alright, Carl. As you know, as any fan of Hot Ones knows. Oh my God, my mouth's on fire. This is the Last Dab Redux. They call it the Last Dab because it was hometown favorite Machine Gun Kelly himself to put a little extra on the last wing. I'm going to, because I'm the host. You don't have to if you don't want to.
No, this one's even hotter.
2 million Scovilles. At least.
Oh my God. I want to throw up. What you gotta do?
Well, I say it's been an awesome ride, buddy. Happy to have done this with you.
This is literally hell.
Cheers.
This is literally hell.
Cheers.
It's so hot, and I want to throw up so bad. I really do.
Clean the wing. Alright, Carl. We're at the end of the line. And as someone that is really good at Rocket League, someone that I've played hours with a lot, I've always envied your skill set. I don't think I've ever beaten you one-on-one in a video game Rocket League challenge. But I have the confidence with our mouse being set on fire by 2 million Scovilles that I will be able to beat you in a real-life Rocket League challenge. Carl, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What do I?
Bring them up. Bring what you need.
Can I just die?
Alright, this is the real-life Rocket League challenge. We have 2 remote cars set up. Goal right here. And the red car right there. Goal right there. The blue car right there.
It won't turn. It'll turn left.
With that being said, Real Life Rocket League. It's not going to go down, Carl. I have one last question for you.
I want to throw up.
Of all years of playing video games, your 1,200 hours of playing Rocket League, when you hit Grand Champ, how's it going to feel, dude? How is it going to feel relative to how your mouth is feeling right now?
Anything will feel better. Anything will feel better. Even hitting Grand Champ is the dream. It's what we're hoping for. And it'll feel great, but God, dude,
Dude, you did it. You did it.
You
did it.
I want to die.
Yeah.
I did it.
Tell the world about what you got going on.
The biggest thing is the series Rocket League Decision Making. If you haven't seen it, if you're interested in Rocket League, let's come together as a community, as different players within the player base, and let's figure out what we can do better and what we can improve on, and the things that we are doing good. Let's keep those up, and then just the rest of it is just some gameplay, having fun, and taking care of a puppy.
We're back from a brief intermission. Carl, how are you doing?
I just threw up a lot.
Yeah.
No, I did a lot.
I've never really heard you throw up before, and you threw up like 4 times.
Dude, it was rough. Part of it was the wings, but I think most of it was just how much milk I had to mask how on fire my mouth was. But I feel a lot better. I do. Like my stomach doesn't hurt now.
That's good.
Just
that's
my mouth and throat. Yeah.
That's awesome. You did it though. Good job, buddy.
I did. Thank God. You were a great host. Appreciate you. Well, maybe we'll see another episode of Rocket Wings.
Maybe
in the future.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully with maybe someone else. Yeah.
It's not me. It's not me. I'm taking a week off from anything hot. 2 weeks off from chicken wings for sure. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, dude.
All right, everyone. Take care. See you soon.